This is a Your Last Resorts production.
And welcome back to the Your Last Resort podcast with your host, Brandon Lejean, aka The Shoe Comic. This week, my guests are SuperFan Sports, Dio Reynoso, and Don Behan joining me for the podcast to talk about Super Bowl Sunday. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining me.
No, thanks for having us.
Super Bowl. Can't wait to see my dreams be crushed.
It was depressing. So for the listeners, this episode is going to be, they're going to be on for a little bit talking about the Super Bowl, and then there's a half of it that I'm doing a solo episode. So I was talking about this on that too. This has been a depressing Sunday without football. It was really sad. It's a look into the future.
It's like when you go to a funeral for like a family member that you were like kind of close with, and you're like, oh no, my mom's next, Like we're about to have, like, Sundays of no pay, of nothing.
Yeah, the inevitable darkness is coming towards us.
No, it sucks. It's I'm not looking forward to it.
Me either.
No, not at all. Like that's.
I don't know what my gambling's gonna go to. I don't know if it's going to college basketball or I think I might gamble on skiing or the Olympics. I have no idea.
Yeah. You guys are gonna, for those of you who don't know, they have a podcast, SuperFan Sports, as I said in the intro, where they talk about betting and sports and all that stuff. So if you guys want to know.
Every week we break down news, sports, and we give you guys our takes on just kind of the obscene and wildness that is, sports in America.
Yeah, there's too much to cover sometimes. I love it.
Yeah.
No, it's a great podcast.
Yeah.
Don't listen to my betting. I'm fucking awful at betting.
Yeah, so you might have the worst gambling luck I've ever seen in my life.
It's very weird. Even so today Dogecoin got up back to where I bought it at, and I just cowered ways out, dumped it out, got my money back, got the fuck out of there.
Wow.
It dropped down again, dude. It dropped down to fucking in the threes again.
Now that you're saying that, I'm like, all right, my sports gambling's leaving, but I'm starting to start gambling in the stock market, and that's gonna be a whole
okay, stock market
gambler
over here.
And I'm up, baby, I'm up.
Dude, the problem
it's a scary thing.
The problem is I was literally waking up in the middle of the night like, fuck, I have to check what Dogecoin is at. I don't want to miss out on money. It was stressing me out.
Going off at all times, and I would wake up in the middle of the night just see the line go up and down, up and down.
Fuck that. Too stressful, dude. Too fucking
I made out
stressful.
like a goddamn bandit.
Respect.
All right, so guys, I want to talk to you with the Super Bowl coming up this week. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. What are you guys thinking is going to happen?
Don, you go first.
Personally, my view on it is I don't think this is going to be as close to a game as a lot of people are saying. I think after halftime, I'm really thinking the Chiefs kind of start running away with the game a little bit. Mostly because I think Brady's just struggling with the deep ball, and I don't know if he'll keep up. But I'm expecting a big defensive game on this for the most part.
Okay.
I disagree. I might have
of course.
Take. I think the Bucs are going to win this Super Bowl, but I really pray to God that it doesn't happen. All the metrics, like the crazy boy metrics that I live off of, are pointing towards the Bucs winning this Super Bowl. Every time a fifth seed makes it to the Super Bowl, they've won except for once, and that was 1973. But it happens every time, and that all these little metrics, the fact that Kansas City Chiefs O-line's really, really hurt, and they only really have one starter that started from week 1 to now. And the Bucs defensive line, your boy Shaquille Barrett is an animal.
Barrett, baby. He's a beast.
And Ndamukong Suh. That's a deadly defensive line.
KPP,
and if you
dude, and all 8 of his fingers.
All 6 of his fingers. Loses a new stub every day. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that defensive line is going to ruin Patrick Mahomes. Saying that, I hope to God it doesn't happen, and I hope Patrick Mahomes has all that magic that we see during regular season pop up now in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's one of those things I want to bet on the game, and I'm so torn because you never want to bet against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. But Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, and there's no question about it. He's so good. He's so unreal with how he plays, and they're insane, dude. Tyreek Hill is the fastest man in the world besides Usain Bolt.
He's
Travis Kelce just
alarmingly
bitches
fast.
every single person that guards him, corner, safety, linebacker, Jesus
Doesn't
Christ
matter.
himself. It doesn't matter.
Here's the thing.
No.
I can see Donovan's point of like this could be a defensive battle because I do
Yeah.
think defense is a lot more slept on than anyone says.
Mm-hmm.
Without a
No,
doubt.
I agree.
think
I agree for sure.
No, Chris Jones in the middle is an animal. And with Brady being inaccurate deep, I just see the honey badger just going ham in the secondary.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did throw 3 picks last week. People forget that like really easily.
Yeah. He's also his career lowest in terms of the deep ball this season. Like he
Yeah.
has, I think, the 122 labeled bad throws by Pro Football Reference.
Jesus.
That's a career high.
What
I
what
would
were you
still
saying?
say he's the third best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Oof.
I say Mahomes,
maybe.
Brady, or Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady. That in my
I
eyes
mean,
right
yeah,
now.
Russell Wilson shit his pants the second half of the season.
Oh God, that was so bad.
Apparently, there's another player that's worth more than all those guys that just got traded.
I know. Jared Goff.
The
The Lord and Savior.
Your twin.
I know,
Have you
dude.
talked about this on the podcast yet?
No, I haven't. I literally that was the next bullet point was the Matthew Stafford trade because I mean, okay, so first off, do you guys think they gave up too much? Do you think that was fair? What do you think?
Don?
I mean, I think the Rams kind of had to give that much up because Goff's
Yeah.
contract is obscene. It was the
Yeah.
worst money for a QB in a while. Like I think it was
agree.
134 mil.
Yeah, it was insane. It was worse than Carson Wentz's contract. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Well, the only problem with Carson's is like they were talking about if they trade the Eagles, like he's more tradable than Goff
he
because
was.
the Eagles have already given so much guaranteed money to Carson. So they're stuck with like 30 million on the books even if they trade him, but that's just for this year. That's what I was going to say. So I don't think they gave up too much, but like okay, first off, I think that Wentz, if the Eagles trade him, could get a first round pick, no question. If Matthew Stafford's getting one, I know that. You don't think he gets a single first round pick?
Everything I've read is Carson Wentz is a 2 right now because of all the bad talk. It's all about the boom and in trade talks, it's about like what can you bring to the table and where's your cap and where are you at? And at the end of the day, when you can say Carson Wentz played terribly this year, it ruins his whole trade value. So
I agree.
You can lowball the shit out of them. So you can just be like, worth a 2. Now, do I think he's only worth a 2? No, I would give a first round pick for Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
Would I give 3 first round picks for Matthew Stafford? No, but I'm really, really happy that he is in a really good situation. I can't wait to see them make magic.
Well, my thing with Wentz is he's had MVP years and his contract is actually like really nice for any team to take on because he's only 21 million a year on your books. That's barely over the average because the Eagles have to eat so much of it. So you could really give a first round and like a late round pick, get Wentz, and you have a quarterback who may be in a better system now because a year ago he was possibly a top 5 quarterback. Now he can thrive, and you're only paying him like $4 million above the league average for a starting quarterback.
Yeah. In terms of the Eagles, I think one thing they might do is wait on the Texans trade because with that size of this, I know the Texans are going to try to milk whatever they can for Watson.
That was the other thing I was going to talk to you guys about. Like, what the fuck do you think Watson's trade value is then?
I've always said it's 3 first-round picks at a minimum. So with
Wow.
Matthew Stafford getting 2, a third, and you have to trade for Goff, and I agree with you, Don. They had to do that just to get Goff off the books.
Yeah.
I think we're going to look at this Deshaun Watson trade as a possible 4 first-round pick trade. And there's only 2 teams with the capital that can make a trade like that, and that's the Jets and the Dolphins.
Yeah, especially with Stafford off the book. Like Stafford officially taken up. Those are kind of the teams he's going to fall to.
Yeah,
But
Well, the thing too is I read something today that the Texans are apparently looking for 3 first rounders and 2 defensive starters. Like they want
God.
2 players that can make impact on their defense right away. So
No. One thing I've heard rumored is that they might try to package Watson and JJ Watt. It's just
okay.
it's a far flung kind of thing, but some people are saying Watt may want out as well to go get a last minute push.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they might get 2 defensive players if you package those 2 guys together.
I feel that.
It's a tough position to be in if you're the Texans, because obviously you don't want to get rid of Watson, but he's not staying. He'd rather sit out or retire than play for the Texans. And it seems like this team is just saying, all right, then we'll just take our defensive starters. We'll sacrifice a first-round pick or 2 because no one actually has the capital for it, you know? And we'll just go get first-round picks and some starters. I feel like that's the most realistic trade. In that sense, that could happen. I don't see how the Texans say, all right, Watson, we're going to keep you in the AFC so that way you can beat us once a year, and we'll see you in the playoffs if we ever get there. In my eyes, there's no way he stays in the AFC and he's going to the NFC. A team that a lot of people haven't talked about are the Panthers, and I think the Giants are in this weird little flex bubble of like a surprise team that could just come out of nowhere.
I think he stays on the Texans.
I made my bet in the beginning of this whole trade, $1,000 that he doesn't get traded.
Wow,
I'm loving this right now.
Because I don't know. I think that no one wants to give up that much because it just is so much to give up. And I think that I read something also how like the Texans can start setting up these fines where like if he misses OTAs, he'll be out like a couple $1 million. So it's like big fines and stuff to set him up. So I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
$13 million in fines is what they estimated. If he sits out the whole year, that's like everything. And for a guy who's making like 25 million, 32 million a year, that sucks. 13 million is insane amount of money to lose.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
How are you doing since you got traded to Detroit?
Cold.
My Jared Goff clone over there.
I'm cold. Someone already stole my shoes. There's so many broken down cars. The air smells like smog, and the old General Motors
living
building
in a warehouse
is where you get that's where you get COVID tests, and I live in a cardboard box.
I do feel sorry for you because you've always had that. Hey, I look like Jared Goff, the starting quarter. Like,
that's a pride point.
If the Rams ever win a Super Bowl, you know those people that like dress up like Kawhi Leonard and go into like Toronto and they were like hanging out and pretending and taking pictures. You could have done that.
Yeah, if Goff ever actually lived up.
Yeah, I really believe it. And you even play golf shitty like him too. Have you ever seen him play golf? He's terrible.
No. Okay, first off, when you play golf, you have to throw the ball because you can't hit it down the
I did it twice.
He did it twice in 9 holes. In 9 holes.
Yeah, threw the ball. So let's calm down. And dude, me and Jared had a really good thing going on here, and this motherfucker had to get lazy and become a shitty NFL.
He had to break his thumbs.
Dude,
No, they carried his ass to a Super Bowl and he couldn't even do it. All he had to do, was put a little more gas on that throw to Brandon Cooks, and
Do,
I'm
do
down
you
on
It
Hollywood.
could have been a
think
game.
they win that Super Bowl? He's staying there for what, another 4 or 5 years? I don't think this is a bad deal. I think it's smart to get rid of Goff.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I agree with you. It's smart, but I also think yes, he stays.
He's there. Like he has
Yeah.
the goodwill of that.
Of-
He becomes
yeah.
like Joe Flacco on the Ravens, where you're like 3
Mhm.
years before you're like, this guy probably shouldn't be on this team anymore. But you're like, whatever, he won a Super Bowl.
No, exactly.
It's exactly
literally
it.
Joe Flacco.
But it's crazy because like your Eagles did the exact opposite. They took their quarterback that won them a Super Bowl and said, you can get out of here.
Yeah, it's okay. He's not doing that great. So, and the team has gotten shittier. Like, could you imagine
'cause
Nick
Philadelphia-
Foles? Could you imagine Nick Foles with his 4.9 speed behind the Eagles' 75 different starting combinations of O line?
I think
He
it's
would have been sacked. His stats would have been 6 touchdowns, 40 interceptions, and 300 sacks. He would have gotten
God.
I
demolished
think it's
the whole season.
He would have retired. He would have retired halfway
He
through
would-
this season.
we would have saw the first death on the field.
Yeah,
Like, for real.
it would have been bad, dude. It would have been really bad.
You think he could run a 4.9 still? That man is lanky. He's like, I'd say 5'1" at the best.
I think Nick Foles gets caught by the meter maid if he's running away from his parking ticket. Straight up.
I think one of us,
Oh.
one of us three, have the ability to beat Nick Foles in a race, full on
It
race.
depends on how much I stretch.
You've been
Get some
stretching.
squats in.
Yeah.
If my hamstrings hold up, I smoke them.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Smoke them.
Oh,
like
God.
the
There's like a
last
few
10
guys.
yards,
Yeah.
I turn around and give him the finger. It's because his big ass dick is weighing him down. Big dick Nick,
Dude.
baby.
I think that's what it
Just
is.
dragging.
He is goated though. Like we had a segment on our podcast last week where we
Mhm.
talked about athletes that are goats. They're legendary. They're legends.
Mhm.
And I think there's some athletes that aren't the best at their position, but they'll be forever goated. And I think Nick Foles is one of these goats that we
Dude,
don't
he has
get
a
to talk about.
fucking statue in front of the stadium. And so does our
He's not even
fired
retired.
coach.
Dude.
Does he really? I
That's like-
didn't know he has one.
He's in the statue of the Philly
of the
special.
Philly special play, yeah.
Like,
Oh, I
that's-
didn't know
You would have
that.
thought that statue was built in fucking 1780. It was 3 years ago.
3 years ago, and none of the main 3 components of that play are on the team anymore.
No, not at all. We
Trey
have
Burton's a Colt now. Let's go, baby.
your fucking dumbass offensive coordinator, head coach guy now. Dude, has
Oh,
he ever
God.
spoken public in his life?
Okay.
Hey, did you guys
I don't
see
think
his
so.
speeches?
Dude, he looks so awkward.
He looked
on
like
the,
a fucking
podium.
robot.
Yeah, it was
All
just so weird.
I'm so into football that I can name you defensive coordinators, offensive tight ends coaches from other teams, bro. Like so tapped in.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have paid me $100 to name you my favorite team's offensive coordinator, I couldn't do it. That's how important he was to our team.
No, that guy fucking sucks.
Literally, I love I think it was one of the former a former player was coming out and had to speak anonymously on it. And they're like, all he was a sounding board for Frank Wright. Like Frank Wright was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about this play during like the week building up to the game," and he'd be like, "Yes or no," and that was it. That's the extent of what his job was.
I think
can't-
the Eagles are in a position where they need a whipping boy. They need like a yes.
Oh,
He's a puppet.
No.
He's gonna be a
I'm-
puppet.
I'm so mad because I was suspended from Twitter when he became
I
the
loved
head
it.
coach. Because I don't think I even talked about this because I tweeted at Eddie Paniagua, "You a bitch ass hoe," and Twitter suspended me. 10 minutes later,
I
he becomes the
tweeted-
new head
yeah.
coach. I had a great joke. He's not a head coach. He's a head cuck. And that's going to be his job is to just be a cuck to Howie Roseman. He's going to bitch him around and tell
Oh,
him who to
God.
play and who to start. And Carson Wentz is
You
going to
gotta-
lead us to a 2-14 record.
and then you'll be ready to draft a quarterback out of North Carolina. You know, you'll be really excited, brother.
It'll be
You're gonna
great,
love it.
especially
Yeah.
after we pass on Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase for a linebacker.
You're gonna get like Parsons, an outside linebacker that pass rushes. It's gonna be great. I love it. I love it. I can't wait for the
fucking
draft.
hate him. I hate Howie. I hate him so much.
Oh,
It's
God.
funny. It's funny that you say that. I was with another Eagles fan today, and we were in the car together. And he turns to me. He's like, "What do you think about the new head coach?" I was like, "You don't want to know what I think." He's like, "God damn it." He was just like, "I hate him too." He's like, "I already hate him. Let's just fire him already." I was like, "You can't do it."
No, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If you could take a general census of Philadelphia, everyone would be like, "Fuck that guy." It'd be like 80% fuck that
think
guy. He
The
has
first
to earn
answer would be fuck that
respect.
guy, and then the second answer is who. And then
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but hear me out. He wins week 1, 100%. I love
Oh, you're
Oh,
popping
without a
champagne.
doubt.
him. Coach of the year nomination.
Well,
If
if
he
he
wins
Just
comes
week
out,
one.
comes out, and on third and one, they don't get it. It's 4th and 1. They run an outside pitch, a double reverse, and they get it.
Wow.
You'll freak out because I know that's a play. You're like, why do they run it to the outside? Why do they pitch it
Yeah.
on 4th down? And they're gonna do it like 7 times that game, and they're gonna hit every single time, and you're gonna love it.
Here's the thing. My dad always argues, because he's a Dolphins fan, that it would be completely acceptable to run a 2-quarterback system, which I try to explain to him is something that cannot happen in the NFL. I'm completely acceptable if
Not
this
well.
fucking dumb fuck of a coach decides to do 2-quarterback system just so I can tell my dad, see, this shit doesn't work. Like, that's all
Yo.
I need to happen. I'll take the 2-14 record.
I love the fact that people are like 2-quarterback system. Let's run it. Why not? There's been no evidence at any level of football since 1930 that the 2-quarterback system works. The fullback doesn't even work anymore. There's
The
no
only
way.
No,
time
you got like
that-
3.
The only time that kind of worked was for like 6 weeks when the Wildcat was the thing, because the running back was technically the quarterback.
That was my
Oh,
favorite
God.
part of the NFL. When
That
Tim
shit was
Tebow was
sick.
at his height, and then another team was like, "We're just
Tim
gonna run
Tebow
Wildcat."
was never at his height in NFL. His height was for 34 seconds when he threw that touchdown in a 3-3 ball game.
Hey,
for the
Don.
Hey, and I was screaming happy.
Oh, it was
Hey,
The
electric.
Steelers got screwed, and I
Don.
loved it.
Don, how many playoff wins does Tim Tebow have?
More
1.
than the Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
How many does Carson Wentz have?
None.
All right, then there you go. Tim Tebow
Dude,
better than Carson Wentz?
Dio, this doesn't. I don't know. We've been over this. This doesn't hurt me. I'm an Eagles fan. I don't give a fuck who plays quarterback. I was rooting for
Dude.
Sam Bradford at one point. I have no standards.
Oh,
It's
God.
funny. It's funny that you say like once your quarterback like is out, your standards drop and you start like rationalizing crazy shit. You know, like you're
Anything.
you're like, right now, I'm like, I think we can turn around Sam Darnold. I think we can do it. Let's go trade for Brown. Let's go get him. I think we can do it. Right now, I'm like, Gardner Minshew wasn't that bad. He was just in a bad system. Let's go get him. You know, like I'm
I
just-
can't
Dude, you got like
believe-
crackhead vibes.
I can't believe that Carson Wentz is going to be the week 1 starter no matter what happens in preseason or anything. It
Oh,
doesn't
without a
matter.
doubt, he will be.
There's
Without
no
a
way
doubt.
that Jeff Lurie isn't jerking off into a potted plant right in front of his fat head of Carson Wentz in his office and letting Nick Cerami or whatever the fuck his name is not start Carson Wentz.
Here's the crazy man theory. You ready for this?
No.
Carson Wentz is going to be so bad in training camp that the injuries are going to come, and they're forced to start Jalen Hurts.
What if
Oof.
his injury is he gets cut in half by a Black Hawk? I feel like if he dies, though, they'd have to give him all of his contract.
Oh no, he get it paid in full immediately. It was like when Andrew
Ah.
Luck retired, and then Jim Irsay says like, "We're still gonna pay Andrew Luck." I was like, "What the fuck?
Why?
Yeah.
Still
that
paying
sucks.
for him right now."
Oh,
Damn.
God.
All right, guys, we're gonna move into the into 2 segments of the
Yeah.
Your Last Resort podcast. The first one
Sounds
we're gonna move
good.
into is the avid deserter segment. So I want you
Mhm.
guys to give me, one of you go first, your 3 favorite desserts and then your least favorite dessert. And if you're gonna pick like cake, just tell me what kind of cake, ice cream, what kind of ice cream. Be descriptive.
All right.
Don, go.
Oh, shoot, you're gonna put me on this first 3 favorite.
I can go. I have mine.
No, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. In order, 3, I got red velvet cake.
Nice.
Especially if it's in the bundt cakes. You guys ever have a bundt cake?
Bundt cakes are fire. The
yes.
cinnamon roll
Fire.
ones.
I hate cinnamon rolls.
You should
So
die.
What?
That was spoiler
No.
alert. That's my
Spoiler
dessert
alert,
that I don't
you
like.
die.
Is that a dessert? Because that's like breakfast to me.
Is that breakfast?
What?
Because
That's breakfast to
Cinnamon
me.
rolls are definitely a dessert.
My
Donuts
second
are a
dessert
Donuts are a dessert?
is a glazed
You want
donut. That was my second. A
If
tiger
you
tail. or
believe in it
glazed
hard
donut.
enough,
I believe in it hard enough. Oh,
You believe-
definitely. I have
I
a
love
box of
to-
donuts in front of me right now.
I love cronuts, man.
Oh, hell yes. Cronuts are
Cronut? You ever had a
solid.
cronut?
No.
That's
Have
the
I-
official donut of the podcast.
Have I disserviced you that bad?
Yeah, bro.
Have you tried-
Go Google Winchell's, find yourself a 24-hour donut shop, and go get a fucking cronut.
Cronuts are bomb.
It's so much better than a glazed donut, and I love glazed donuts.
I feel like one of you guys likes cream-filled donuts. Who's the weirdo?
I don't like him.
Don.
I like the raspberry filled, not the cream.
I bet you stick a straw in and suck it out.
Oh god, not that. Have you tried the mochi nut though? The new one in LA, the mochi nut?
I have actually tried that.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I like mochi. The number 3 dessert, or the number 1 dessert for me is Pizookie though. Pizzookie's undefeated. Ice cream
Pizzookie's
and
fuck.
cookies.
Yeah.
Crazy.
On what's your 3 fave?
I grew up kind of like old school with like a lot of redneck people, so bread pudding, without a
Okay.
doubt. I love that shit.
Okay.
Like the like pull apart breads. I love a good banana bread.
So, Don, I have a
Banana bread
question.
is solid. Yeah.
How long are you going off to war for? And
I'm
did
still getting Social
Agent
Security
Orange
first. Hold on.
Kill your taste buds? What's wrong with you?
Sounds like you fought in the Civil War.
Dude, I've
like
never
your
been like a dessert like my dessert at home is literally like a bag of chips. Like that's perfect for me. But like for
Is
sweet stuff, that hits it perfect.
Is your hobby licking mercury-filled thermometers? Like, what happened? What's wrong with you, man?
No, I do stamp collecting.
You collect Civil War material. I completely understand the bread pudding. That shit's
Right,
delicious.
I know. I was
with
giving you
wafer
shit.
crackers.
That stuff's amazing.
Honestly, bread
Um,
pudding goes hard and banana bread goes hard.
What's
but-
your favorite though, Don? What's your number 1 dessert?
Ah,
I feel
my
like you're
number
a
one-
pie guy.
yeah, like it has to be apple pie. But I do it the French way where you melt a little bit of cheddar cheese on top. I know it's weird, but it's a French Canadian thing to do and it's delicious.
Everything he does is sacrilegious.
Never. You're
No, that's why I
never.
agree because my mom's from there.
What you
I'm
just
okay.
said is war crimes. You are no different than people killing children. What is wrong with you? Cheddar cheese on an apple pie?
Can you imagine
You
me
also
like,
wear
wow, look at this
skin
apple pie? Going in and grabbing a block of cheddar cheese and just doing this, and then throwing it back in the oven. That's disgusting.
If I ever
Okay.
became president, one rule would be in the stand your ground law. If someone melts cheddar cheese on your apple pie, that's a direct threat, and you can shoot them dead. But that's unacceptable.
No, you go to any old school kind of like out in like Julian, California. You go to any old school
cool.
like
That's
mom and
where I'm
pop pie
sending the
shop. That's where they do it.
What the fuck is wrong
No,
with
dude, they'll
you?
do it for
Cheddar
you, and it's
cheese?
delicious.
Striking them
It's
first.
delicious.
If you're watching,
It's the same thing as like
podcast, go
What'd you
go.
say?
If you're watching this podcast, go back to when he says apple pie. He says but with and the smile on my face. Cause I'm like, oh man, he's an a la mode guy. But you're over here putting fucking cheddar cheese on your. What's wrong with you? Are you
You
a
didn't-
rat?
No, he finishes it. You know how people put whipped cream? He puts sour cream on it just to fucking
Oh.
Oh
garnish.
God. No, hell no.
The Geneva Convention should condemn what you do. Just know that. That is unacceptable.
Hey man, that's fine. It's to me until you try. It's the same thing like adding like salt on top of a cookie a little bit to get it like a different, like a sweet and salty taste. It's perfect.
Not the same
You
thing.
add
Don't
salt to
disrespect.
cookies?
You never okay. Now,
How do you
now
not
you're
bake
wrong. Now
cookies?
you're
Wait,
wrong.
hold
You've
on,
never
hold on,
had-
hold
you've
on. You're
never
wrong.
had- Yeah, you're wrong on this one. You've never had sweet and salt cookies like salted caramel cookies.
Dude,
I
Did
delicious.
you grow up in a
I'm not-
basement?
We were poor. All we had was we got our Pazuki, dude. Those things are fire. Pretty
Bro,
much
they
we
have
lived off of-
salted caramel Pazookies.
They have salted cookies. Yes.
What?
Go to BJ's.
Who's been allowed to
after the
order off
podcast
menu?
ends.
They just opened up the world to us, so I can do it now.
Oh my god. Guys, listen, the squad listeners, I'm changing my least favorite dessert from fucking Jello to apple pie with cheddar cheese on it. The fuck is wrong with you, man? I'm so
Hey,
disappointed.
until you've
in you.
tried it,
I don't
it is delicious.
I don't care. I'd rather get beheaded by ISIS than eat a slice of that shit. All right. I'm sorry. I don't even know what dessert.
No,
Okay, that
you
was your
can-
favorite dessert. All right, what are your guys' least favorite?
That's my
dessert?
favorite.
What's your least favorite? Apple pie with ice cream? Domestic
No, personally, my
terrorist? That's an
favorite.
assault on America.
He's like, I hate it when my mom hugs me and shows me affection. That's the kind
Exactly.
No, my least favorite has to be like just chocolate cake and like the chocolate cake, but with the
Ooh.
chocolate filling when they try to double or something. That's too sweet for me. I can't touch it.
We fucking shit on that on this podcast. That's a highly debated because it's like every
Thank
other
you.
week someone's like, I like chocolate cake, and then someone's like, fuck chocolate cake. I'm strictly on the fuck chocolate cake side.
Look, you guys are
Thank
milk
you.
fans.
Thank
If
you.
if I know anyone that likes milk, it's you two white boys.
Mm-hmm. I fuck with
You've
milk
never
2
had
glasses
a
a
slice
day.
of chocolate cake and
delicious.
then have a glass of cold milk?
It's too much, bro.
It doesn't
The
work.
only except it's too much for me. It's too sweet.
Look, it's too much for
Yeah.
me too, but that combo, if you do it enough, good. That's the only time I drink milk.
No. Hey, the best combo, the only way I'll eat chocolate cake is I need a chocolate lava cake and I need ice cream with it.
You need the
'Cause
ice cream. It cuts
lava
a good
cake's
amount.
lighter like the bundt cake you were talking about.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's gooier instead of super duper rich. And I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I can get with that.
Cinnamon rolls suck ass.
Bro,
Anything
fuck you,
cinnamon
man.
rolly
I
suck
don't know
ass.
how.
I think they're
What's wrong
too
with you?
much. I think they're like
You
I
not
don't
like
know.
Joy?
Oh, and chocolate
I don't
cake
think I-
isn't?
No, it is. I explained you have to have something with it. I feel
Then
like
have a
every time
glass
you
of milk with the cinnamon roll, you fuck.
no, it's not a good combo. It doesn't work together. I
Yes,
feel
it
like every
does,
time I eat
dude.
cinnamon roll though, I'm at a mall and I'm stressing out about like what I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
someone. And then all they have is like, you want a Coca-Cola with the cinnamon roll? I'm like, that's not a combo.
That's that's gross.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, you're gonna go into cardiac arrest in a
'Cause then,
food
like,
court. You want to
you-
die in a
yeah.
food court? You want to die looking at Panda Express?
Because I've done it. Like you eat it, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna take a sip of this Coke, and all of a sudden you're like, when did I start eating Pop Rocks? Because like the
Bro, you know
Coca-Cola with a little bit of cinnamon start popping.
Oh,
Speaking of
goodness.
desserts, did you know there's an ice cream at Baskin Robbins with Pop Rocks in it?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah,
I don't think
forgot
I've
what
had
it's
Pop
called.
Rocks since like the Clinton administration. It's been a long time.
They
Um,
gave out crack and Pop Rocks. They gave Pop Rocks to the white people and crack to the blacks. That's what the Clinton administration did.
Reaganomics.
There's your
Oh,
history
God.
lesson for you. You're welcome, guys. Okay. So
You can
Don,
use that.
did you say or you said okay? You guys both. What is your least favorite dessert? Did you declare it cinnamon rolls as? What is your least
Yeah,
favorite?
cinnamon rolls are my least favorite dessert.
Okay, man.
Cinnamon rolls.
Mm.
It's
No one go listen to his podcast.
Actually-
All right.
even better. I don't like pie. All pie. Banana cream is okay. Don't like pie.
I like banana cream. It
No.
used to be my
Banana
favorite.
cream's solid.
Okay, we're gonna move into the would you rather's, and I forgot to do the first
All
one
right.
at the start, so you guys get 3 would you rather's. All right, this one
Oof.
I felt like was
Sick.
great for you guys. Would you rather be the best player on a losing team or the worst player on a winning team?
Depends on the sport.
You're a cuck. I hate
No,
you.
to me it depends on the sport.
See,
Um,
I would much rather be the best player on a losing team.
I've been
I would
both.
much rather.
Well, I've been
Without
okay.
you-
Like what I can relate it to is I've been the best player on the team, and then I've been the guy who doesn't play. And I
Yeah.
would rather play than see my team win because wins mean nothing to you when you don't play, or at least to me. Maybe I'm just an
Yeah.
asshole.
No, I
feel the same
agree.
way. Because I mean, I never played at any sport. Like I was
Mhm.
always a bench jockey. So like I've
I never,
been there. I
I
already know
never
what it's
played
like.
at any sport. Is the quote of the podcast. I never played at any sport. I'm drunk over here, and you slurring your words more than me.
Jeez.
Yeah, I run a sports podcast and I never got a single start at any sport ever. So listen
You
up.
had a really good
Um,
sideline view though to study it.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure, I have a mental I see the game differently, you know, different
Uh-huh.
angles. No, I much rather just be like averaging 7 touchdowns or averaging 40 points a game and 7 assists than being like, oh, he's like the Lakers backup water player, like water guard or whatever the fuck they call them.
Danny
Water
Green.
boy, Danny Green.
No, it's not Danny Green. It's my father. What's his name?
Jared Dudley.
Jared Dudley.
Excellent.
My father.
So you're going okay. So you guys are doing opposite. You're going. What are you doing, Don?
No, to me it's like it depends a little bit, like because I've
Oh,
played
yeah,
on
you
a,
gave
like
me
I've played on a
cock
wide divert. Yeah, I had the cuck answer.
All right,
Don,
football.
do you want to be the
Football.
second best?
No,
tennis player?
football personally, I wouldn't mind being the worst player on a football, like the best football team. That's the only sport in my mind where I'm like I could get away with that mentally.
So then everything
if
else
you're-
you
what
want to
if
be the
you're-
best.
Everything else, I'd rather be the best because
What if you're
you
part
get
of
more star recognition.
a tag team volleyball team, where it's just you and another guy, and you're the worst one, and you're.
I don't think I want to be put in that
But,
situation
hey,
in life.
but you're winning. You're just the worst one, but you're still winning, which means you're the second best. You're still good enough. Just
I mean,
You know
that's
what?
true, but I don't feel like playing volleyball on the beach with another man. Like, I'm okay.
That's true. Hey, you know what?
Like, just one of us.
The worst best
homophobic.
player on a bad team. Imagine being a pitcher with a 1.26 ERA and a 9. Because your team loses 1-0 constantly when you start.
And there's
That's heartbreaking.
but your team keeps winning, so you're in World Series games where they're like, all right, and now here comes out Donovan Behan, and everyone's just like, well, we fucking lost.
Well, yeah, that'd be the worst.
Like-
but yeah, I guess both would suck. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, if you're the worst, you're not playing. Like you're like the God. Fuck, we gotta put him in. Fuck. We're up by
It's
7.
Who cares? At that point, fourth quarter, we got this. We're
They'll be
okay.
like,
Yeah.
this guy has a batting average of 0.08, and he hits a home run off of you. Like that's how bad I'm
Exactly.
expecting it to be.
Okay, so
Yeah.
would you rather hibernate for 4 months a year or sleep 10 straight years and then never have to sleep again?
Mm.
So every
Hibernate 4
year you
months a year.
hibernate for 4 months, or you
Okay.
sleep for 10 years. So you go to sleep and wake up 10 years from now, but then you get to stay up 24 hours and you feel fine.
Nah, I'm gonna do hibernation 4 months a year.
Yeah, I'm
Really?
gonna do
Like a pity
hibernation
month.
too. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick like March to June.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Fuck
Like,
those months.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
birthday's not
And
in
then I
there.
wake up-
No holidays. Fuck
Yeah.
Easter.
Like I don't need Easter. Like Jesus will do fine without me.
Doesn't love you.
St. Patrick's Day. I mean, I can drink when I wake up. Mother's
Respect.
Day. I don't even like my mom. So yeah, I think we nail it.
Yeah.
Those are the
Okay.
months.
No, I'm
What about
okay with the 10. Do we have to have a specific time frame for the 10 years? Like a specific
right
time in
now.
life?
Right
Like,
now, you go 10 years, boom, you're out. I'll wake you up
No,
when you're 75.
Then I'll do the 4 months. I don't feel like missing out like on like my age right now. But
Yeah.
I was like,
that's what I'm
screw it. I
saying.
don't mind just at 70 and just waking
with
up
the
and then
4
gone
months, you get to-
immediately.
with the 4 months, you wake up and think about all the shit you can watch. Like, you wake up and you're like, oh, I get to watch Stranger Things season like 4, or like I get to watch 2 Marvel movies. Like, you get to catch up on so much those few months. So dope.
That's true.
There's
But
no
my
I'd look so young
Go.
with all that sleep.
true. No, my only thing with the 4 months, like for me, it's like these months with football season's done. You got NFL and basketball like every day. Like this is where I try like to travel. This is where like my girl and I we go out of state.
Mhm.
We always try to do different things.
You like to leave. You
It's
like
like
to
that's
leave
like
the
the prime
country
for it.
for
All
Black
right, ready?
History Month, is what you're trying
Ready?
to tell me.
Ready? I
Oh
got
my
I gotta switch up one for you. Would you rather
All right.
sleep for 25 years from now, or hibernate every 4 months from September to January, missing football season? Hibernate every football
No,
season, sleep through it, or wake up at basically 50.
wake up at 50. Put me out now. I'm gone.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
I'd
not
rather
about to
wake up
miss
50.
the revolution.
I can
Well,
enjoy
okay.
the off season. The
You're,
off season's
you're
its own
lying
season
to
to me.
yourself.
No,
You're lying to
no,
yourself.
no. Dio's a psychopath who gets excited and does like months of research for the draft.
I'm already doing mock drafts and like analyzing 4th-round kickers. Do you guys know about Jorge Barzales? He's a kicker.
No.
He's so
Fuck
dope.
that All right, guys, we're gonna do the last would you rather here and wrap the podcast up.
Yeah.
Would you rather this is an interesting one for me because I thought it was really obvious at first. Would you rather lose your phone or your wallet?
Ooh.
Because immediately I want to say wallet, right? But I don't carry a lot of cash in my wallet. I cancel my cards. I get some new cards. What? My wallet's worth $20. A phone is like a new phone. My new iPhone 11 would cost me over $1,000. I don't have $1,000 in my wallet.
I have a question. What if I have the phones that my wallet's attached to?
Oh,
Why do I
okay.
feel like I'm attacked?
Then you're
Yeah.
gonna be fine. Yeah, Don, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna walk out of your house. There's gonna be a manhole in front of your house, and out of it is gonna crawl Barney the dinosaur, and he's gonna shoot you with a silenced pistol, and you lose the game. That's what's gonna
That's
happen to
fine.
you. Okay, so you're dead. What about
I'm
you?
done.
Whoever steals my wallet and gets my bank account information is gonna be really sad. So I'd rather just lose my wallet.
They're gonna steal your identity and absorb your alimony payments or your child support payments.
It's like, wait, now I'm in debt?
They're gonna put money into my account because they feel so bad.
Yeah, it's then the like note on the payment is gonna
Yeah.
be like, "Sorry, we took your wallet. I owe you," with like a little smiley face.
They're like, sorry, all your money's wrapped up in Dogecoin right now. Here's $10.
Yeah, they're gonna feel bad. So you guys
It's
are
crazy that I just said that. Robin Hood just sent me a notification.
Oh God.
fuck Robin
I
Hood.
received 76 cents in dividends.
Nice. Dude.
Woot.
Congrats on your 76 cents. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap up this part of the podcast. For the listeners,
Sounds good, man.
it'll cut to a solo episode where we do a few other segments and wrap up the podcast. I talk about the show I did this weekend, and how it was. Guys, if you like this, if you like them, if you like sports, and you like when I talk sports, their whole podcast is sports. I want to give you guys a second to kind of plug it. One of you, go ahead.
Yeah, we host a really cool show. We have a lot of fans. It's called SuperFan Sports. It's a lot of fun. Me and Don are just constantly disagreeing on a bunch of things. Don's always got a number for everything that's ever happened. He's just a stat man, and I come up with some of the craziest theories you'll ever hear in sports. It's a cool dynamic, and we have a lot of fans that really like to hear us be constantly wrong and lose their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so find us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah.
We're out there.
We're known around the nation as being the worst Instagram public, so you guys can be part of that family.
Are you
TikTok's
guys on
fire,
Foursquare?
What's Foursquare?
It's like a thing how they pay people who work minimum wage jobs. But Yeah, I was just talking nonsense. No, but yeah, guys, seriously, go check them out. The link is in the bio to their podcasts. If you go listen back, you can hear a few episodes with me, and anytime you hear Philly Joe, it's your boy.
And
Philly Joe might be
we'll be
calling
here.
in soon.
Philly Joe will be calling. This week, we're having a Super Bowl spectacular. This week's episode is all about the craziness of Super Bowl past, present, and future. We have some cool, fun guests stopping by, and it's going to be just a fun party. It's not going to be like every other episode. So tune in. That episode will be dropping on Wednesday.
Yep.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining me. For the listeners, enjoy the rest of the podcast. And welcome back to the Your Last Resort podcast with your host, Brandon Lejean, aka the Shoe Comic. How you guys doing? So I'm recording this before I record the other part. But this week is the Super Bowl episode, man. Super exciting episode. How you guys got it is you probably first just listened to SuperFan Sports, a sister podcast of the Your Last Resort podcast. Hopped on, talked about Super Bowl, made their predictions, chat a little, promoted their podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I haven't recorded it yet, but I know it'll be funny. Now, guys, I wanted to do like a half Super Bowl, half solo episode. I haven't done a solo episode in a while. I do enjoy ranting to you guys. It is slightly therapeutic to just talk and chill with you guys. And more importantly, I just got back from golfing and I am pretty drunk right now. And I am continuing to drink, as you can tell by the Michelob in my hand. I'm going to take a sip right now. Satisfying. So I figured it'd be cool to hang out with you guys a little drunk. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. So here we go. Let's break into the podcast, man. I had a great fucking weekend. I'm recording this on Sunday. Bored as hell. There's no football on. Pretty sad. It's kind of like it's like a sad preview of what's to come. You know, we're about to be in a whole long time with no football. Time to get into hockey, basketball, all those other sports, which I do thoroughly enjoy. But let's be real, nowhere near as enjoyable as football. So, you take what you can get. You take it for a grain of salt. It is what it is. It's funny. Like amongst my friends, we kind of have sayings that continue to grow. One of them that we always say is, "It is what it is." So, in the words of the homies, it is what it is. Now, guys, I had a great night last night. Last night, Saturday, 1:30, I had the show that I promoted you all to come out to. None of you did. A little heartbroken, not gonna lie. No, I'm just kidding. It's a pandemic. I totally get it. But it was a dope show. Shout out my boy Troy Douglas. It was a super dope show. I'll give you guys kind of the rundown from my point of view. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to invite my parents to the show. I haven't been able to get up as much as I wanted to with quarantine going on, and you know, I didn't want them to come and be disappointed in me. It was kind of one of those things. So, um, I wanted to impress them. They hadn't seen me since I was only 3 months into comedy. I'm a year and a month into comedy. It is kind of a weird timetable to judge because I was like 4.5 months in, pandemic for like 4 months. Then I was getting up on stage for like sporadically, then all the time for 2 months, and then not again for like the last month and a half. It's been a very weird journey. It was a terrible, awful time to start comedy. Like it was literally the worst time that I could have picked, but I fucking love it. And I was nervous and I had this show and I wasn't going to invite them. And then Saturday, like Friday night, I was like, I got to invite them. Like I want them to see me. I've grown as a comic. I think I've jumped levels as a comic, I'm proud of what I've done, and I have some good material. So I had to pull out, ironically, like my mom listens to this. I had to pull out my like more PG humor for them, which she's like, what the fuck about that humor was, was PG. But, it was fun. I got them out there. It was exciting. And then, I get there, the show's cool. It's a backyard setup put on by the Backyard Boogie, a super dope dude named Tron. He's a comedian, super funny guy. I met him last night. It's a backyard show, and so there's a stage with the red curtain and everything, and then there's like 2 by 2 chairs split up like 5 rows back. So like 10, or no, probably like 12 chairs, and then like a fire pit with like 4 more, 4 more chairs and sofas and all that to sit in. A really cool, like intimate venue. It was $10 admission, and then it was all you can drink drinks, like you know what I mean? Like that you just had to tip. That was it. So $1 or $2 a drink, which I always tip $1 at my bartender. I don't know what you guys do. I'm sure there's some of you that don't tip a bartender. I'm sure there's some of you that more in tip, but it's one of those things where I'm never gonna tip 20% to a bartender because, like, you know, the drinks sometimes at these bars are like $11 for a Jack and Coke. I'll give you $1. Like, I know a Jack and Coke's nicer liquor, that's why it's expensive. But all you did was pour a shot of Jack and fill the rest with Coke and ice. Like, it's not that hard. I'd do it straight up. I'd do it myself if you let me. But whatever. Um, so I always tip $1. That's just kind of my thought process. Is I've worked in the labor industry. I totally understand that it's not an easy job, and so just as like a thank you for getting the drink, I give out $1. Now, the show, I'm getting ready to start. It's a pretty packed crowd, and as I get in there, the way the show was set up, it was 7 comedians and 1 music act. And look, the music act that went up, he was dope. I'm going to talk about him later and shout him out. So if he's listening to this podcast, don't worry, your due time is coming. But I was worried. I told my girlfriend Erica that morning. I told some of my friends golfing that day. I was like, yeah, there's a music act on the show, which is a very weird vibe to ask like just regular people to switch from sitting down and like ha 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 laughing at jokes into like rap music. And because if a true rap crowd, you want them up, like put your hands up, swaying back and forth, lighters up, all that shit. But it's hard to switch them up like that. So I said this that morning. I was like, "Yo, whoever has to follow the the music act it's gonna be tough because it just changes the whole dynamic of the room. It's hard to go laughs, rap music, laughs like that. Um, and I walk in and I'm immediately told that I'm following the music act. But he told me, he was like, I think you can handle it. I think you can win the room back. And for, a second or two, I start to be like, oh no. And then I'm like, nah, like I can flip the room back. So great show. All the comics were funny. Um, and 4 comics go up, they bring the music act up. And I felt bad for the guy because like the volume of his music in the background was like too low at first. It was almost a cappella, and then you couldn't hear him, and it was literally changing volumes at all times. So it was hard for like it was hard for people to get into it because it was just like they gave him a shitty setup for the sound situation, which no knock on the show. I think, like I said, it's hard to just switch between the two. It was a great show. It was so much fun. And so then I get on and I follow the music act, and I kind of throw out there like a music, I'm the next music act. I'm the knockoff Eminem, just trying to kind of ease the crowd into it. And dude, it went great. I had a good set. I was proud of my set. I was proud of how I did. People told me I did great. Which is exciting. I mean, that's as a comic is all you want is recognition, knowing that your shit's funny, getting those laughs. So to go up there feeling a little rusty, nervous with my family, and I did good. I did really good. I don't like to brag or anything, and this isn't trying to just be like some humble brag situation, but I did good. I got off the stage. There was a big comic there who we're gonna have on next week. I'm excited, and he liked my stuff. So to have people who are established in the comic world and are funny comics to think that I'm funny, it means the world to me. And so It was a great show. All the comics were fun, and it was so cool because, like I said, I was most nervous to have um, my parents come out because their opinions matter to me. I'll tell you something a little later in this solo podcast about why it's big to me. Sorry, it looks like my head's shaved right there. You can see it would look better if I didn't have the hat hair. Like I said, I just came from golfing, but it was cool and it was exciting, and both my mom, she's so nice. She'll tell me it's great no matter what. Now my dad's a little more real, which I always appreciate, constructive criticism, and I can tell when he really likes something or like he's like good for you something. And the last time he saw me perform, I think he was more like good for you, like the ground is there, like I was here, and then when he saw me today I was up here. And it was cool because like I earned both their respects. And I think like in my eyes I'm a comedian, and I know to some people I'm an open micer, to some people I'm a guy with a dream, and to other people I am a comic. um and I think today, which was cool, is I got to see my parents in their eyes be like, my son's a comedian. You know what I mean? Before it was like a dream, and then today it was gotta take a sip real quick. Today it was like, oh wow, like my son is a comedian. He's funny. I like his stuff. They said things that meant the world to me and was super nice. So it was a good show, man. It was fun. I met some new people. Like I said, almost leaked his name. A comedian, super funny guy is coming on next week, and I'm so excited to have him on. And then after that, I gotta gotta give props to the rapper Country Boy Gretzky. Sick ass music. And then I checked it out after the show because I was like, let me give this guy a shot in my car bumping. And his shit it went hard. It was dope. And so he's going to be on after that. So we got some cool guests lined up from that show last night. It was fun to entertain again, fun to continue to feel more and more like a real, like to people and other people, a real comic. Just nice things said to me, you know, and to be real, like it is definitely a confidence booster with people just hyping you up like that. I don't do it for that, but I'm not gonna front like that's not a great part of doing it, is people being like, yo, you're funny or this and that. So it was super cool, super dope. I also, there were so many comics on the thing that I respect and are my friends in comedy. So that was dope to see them. My buddy Galen stopped by. It was cool to have him stop by. It was an overall fucking amazing night, and I had some beers after with some of my close friends, and yeah, I just can't complain. Life's good. But yeah, that was the show, man. It was fucking awesome. Hopefully I can get another one in soon. So if you guys are like, whoa, that was sounding pretty cool, you guys can get out to the next one. I will let you know. Um, but guys, let's move into a segment, because if you listened, we did a few segments with the other guys, but the first segment we're going to go into is the Dumbass of the Week, brought to you by Red Foreman.
Dumbass! Dumbasses! Dumbass! 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 Dumbass!
The Dumbass of the Week, brought to you by Red Foreman, is Robinhood. Guys, so if you don't know, there was a big stock market boom. Reddit turned into a hedge fund, and hedge fund GameStop into the upper echelon of stocks, made some people millionaires, made some people lose a lot of money. Our government is set up to protect the rich and not the poor, so they were doing what the rich have been doing, but because it was fucking up the rich, they stopped stuff. And Robinhood fucked up. Robinhood was a an app that allowed you to trade stocks for free. Like you didn't need a broker, you didn't have to have a brokerage firm behind you or anything like that. So they let you trade stocks for free. And they were a good business because they took small commissions, they were making money. And because they wanted to protect the rich, which ironically their app is set up for the poor and named after a guy who steals from the rich for the poor, they took the side of the poor. So they couldn't even take their own hints on who they are. And they blocked the selling of stocks that were issued by Reddit as like the make them a hedge fund stocks. And people were upset, and they're getting countersued. People are deleting the app. They're fucked. They ruined themselves as an app, which was foolish because why not let these hedge funds by Redditors happen? They're going to make more money on them off their commissions because the average people use Robinhood. It was really dumb, super stupid, but it is a good transition into. I bought into Dogecoin. I got to take a sip of beer for the bullshit I went through. So I'm a person who likes to read into stocks and not buy into them. I'm not a pull the trigger guy, but I decided I was going to pull the trigger on Dogecoin. I go to buy Dogecoin when it's barely at 2 cents. And I try a bunch of websites that either don't have it, they're not working. I literally had one website tell me that I had too updated of a JavaScript. If you're a computer or technology guy, a lot of times you go to run stuff and it'll be like, hey, update your JavaScript. Mine was like, you need JavaScript 6. I was like, what JavaScript am I on? I was on 8. So I was just fucked. So I tried all these different websites. I find this one called Kraken. It says it will verify my account to buy cryptocurrency in 5 minutes. It takes 24 fucking hours. So after 24 hours, I get approved. And in that 24 hours, when I was ready, on God, had my credit card in hand, ready to buy at $20 or at 2 cents, it didn't let me buy for 24 hours. In that time, it jumped up to 9 cents, which if I would have sold, which I would have made $2,000 off my $500 investment. So I would have made $2,500. It would have paid for my trip to Germany when COVID's over that I have planned. So I got fucked. And then I bought in the next day when I got approved at 4 cents. Immediately it drops to 2 cents. I'm pissed. Today it got up to 4 cents. I sold, made my money back finally. I'll tell you guys what it's at right now. So I sold it back. Let's see if I fucked up. How's it doing the rest of the day? Yeah, it's down again, back into 3 cents. So I got out, but it was so stressful because you guys have seen Wolf of Wall Street. They sell people in penny stocks. Penny stocks are stressful. I basically invested in penny stocks because that's all it was worth. The last 2 nights, I've been waking up, like, in the middle of the night, you roll over and you're half conscious and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to go back to sleep. Instead, I would be like, oh my God, because Dogecoin is a 24-hour market. What if Dogecoin jumped to 15 cents and I could make several $1,000s? I would wake up in a fucking panic every day. Shit was stressful. But today I sold it. No more stress, no more worries, no need to trip. So I'm good now. The other thing that I want to talk to you guys about before I drop some big news on y'all is so I was saw this opportunity on Instagram to do this thing called Like. It's an app. LIKEEE, like 3 E's. And it's like, hey guys, we're looking for content creators to get this app up, started, and going. If you're willing to go live for 5 hours in a month, which is just a podcast by myself, and make 8 TikToks, which I already kind of make around that many TikToks a month, but they're likes, we'll pay you $300. And so the app is literally an exact copycat of TikTok. It's formatted the same way. It's the same exact thing, but way shittier. So I do the audition, which is you got to go live an hour by yourself. And like 3 minutes after my live, they're like, congrats, you got it. So apparently, air quotes, I'm getting paid $300. They said I would get paid 14 days after the month ends. So listen, February, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fulfill all the requirements. And then I'm not going to do shit till March 15th. And if I'm not paid by March 15th, I'm not making any fucking more. But if not, what an easy way to make $300 fucking dollars. But sip break. Here's the thing. The app is dog shit. And here's the thing. I know whoever hired me isn't listening to my podcast, so I don't mind shitting on it. Here's how this app works, guys. Just like TikTok, just like that. But when I go live, I don't have any followers on this app. The only person who I know is going to join into my live is my girlfriend Erica, because she knows I'm doing it, and I asked her to. Now, I start my live, and immediately there's 70 people in there, and I'm like, whoa, this app must be very big on lives. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know this app. And they're like, hey, and I'm like, hey, user 726, hey, Jimbo Pants Swaggins, hey, so and so. And then their responses are like hard eyes and like, what's your Instagram? And I'm like, oh, it's, at Brandon Lejean _. It's just like my like name. And then they become more and more bot. And then Erica joins it and she's responding. And the weirdest part is she follows me. So her things are gold. Her responses are gold. Everyone else's is gray. And all of a sudden I'm like, I don't think anyone in here is real except for Erica. What's if you're in here and you're listening, let's talk. What's your guys' favorite color? Just a basic ass question. Just more like emojis. You're cute. Great stream. Haha. You're so funny. And then the bullshit one, love your voice. My voice is not lovable. So they keep saying this shit. And then all of a sudden I'm like, yo, these are all bots. Like the way but then I click on my viewing list, and the viewing list, everyone in here has a profile that's customized. Like, hey, I'm a mom from Kentucky and I like making these videos, and they have stupid videos. Like, so this app takes, once you agree as a user, it is now allowed to use your profile to like interact with other profiles, which is a kind of invasive and weird. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden now I'm starting to call it. I'm like, none of you are fucking real. This is bullshit. None of you are real. I go, yo, I'll give anyone in here $1,000. Excuse me, who tells me their favorite color. And no one responds. So like this app fakes people like they're interested in your stream. It's very weird. But guys, if they're going to pay me $300, I'm going to do it. But like I said, after the first month, I'm waiting to see what's up, because I'm not doing this shit for free, because this app fucking sucks, dude. Like on your screen, there's all these pop-ups and shit. It looks like a Chinese or Japanese or some Asian cartoon where there's like ads here, ads there, ads down there, like all this stuff going on. And like when you're on lives, Erica was trying to like send me like fire points, and every interaction that it says to do with people costs money. Like it's such a bullshit app that's going to be dead by the time they're done, quote unquote, paying me. So we'll see where it is, but I wanted to shit on it so bad on the live, but I was like, what if they actually take the time to watch it? Which they didn't, because I did an hour live in 3 minutes. They're like, you're good, but no one else was in. So, yeah, you know what I mean? It was kind of bullshit, but if they're gonna pay me money, I'm fucking gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do it. So it was fun. I want to talk about that now. Let me take a sip before I give you guys some news. I was kind of waiting to share this on the podcast. What a better time than when I'm drunk. But I know that a lot of the core listeners listen this far on the podcast, and I appreciate you and I love you, the squad. Now, the thing about it is I'm moving. I'm leaving Orange County, and I'm not moving to LA. I'm moving to Austin, Texas. It's like 98% sure. Any like big news would change it, but other than that, I'm going. There's a great scene out there. If you're not familiar with it, like Joe Rogan moved out there, Brian Redband, Ron White, Tom Segura, Christina Pajitsky, all these big comedians are moving out there, living in Austin. No income tax, not as restricted by COVID. Um, a great place to be a part of and all that stuff. But one second, guys. But sorry, I just sent that text. Now the thing though is it's a booming city. The comedy scene is gonna boom. Like think about it this way: there's with all these comedians moving out there, they're going to look for something like the Comedy Store. Something like that is going to be built in Austin. The comedy scene, you can get up every night on Thursdays in a 1 mile radius. You can get up 4 times in one night, which is awesome. Normally I got to drive 30 minutes for one spot. Right now to LA, I got to drive like 2 hours round trip. Nothing's close to me. Within a 3-hour radius, there's 14 comedy clubs. There's so many comedy clubs out there with so little talented comics that they can't book every day of the week like they want to. So there's opportunities to get booked. Stage time, rent is cheap. I love Texas. Life is cheap. So I mean, it just kind of felt like the move, and I pitched it to my girlfriend Erica, and she was like, "You should do it. I'd move out there with you. I'll finish school up out there." I got an opportunity to move with a super funny comedian, Galen Nash, and we're gonna be able to network and grow our comedy career. I asked my parents; they were like, "You should do it." Anyone I've talked to so far, not a single person has been like, "Nah, don't do it." So it's kind of a sign. I wasn't going to do it at first, but I would be so regretful. And we're supposed to go out there for 2 years about if I went out there and didn't I didn't go out there, and then he went out there and he becomes super successful, and I missed out on my moment. I'm a comic. Whatever's holding me back here doesn't matter because I'm a comedian, and that's what I want to do. So I'm moving out there, and it was kind of a bummer last night because there were so many comics I liked there, and so many, I'm earning and engraving my way into the OC comedy scene. Um, there's people I'm gonna miss, and I'm kind of gonna be sad I'm leaving the scene, but they'll be there when I get back, and I got to go do me. And I think this move is going to be huge. I'm nervous, but I'm I'm really really excited. I'm excited for the opportunity and the things that could happen and the things that I'll get to do and be out there. And I'm moving with a good friend of mine and my girlfriend who I love so much, so dearly, and is my best friend. So I'll be so comfortable out there. My family will visit. It's not too far. I'm not out there for football. I don't got to be up for 6 a.m. runs. I don't have to never come back because I have class. I get to keep my job, work remotely from a computer. Life's going to be good, and I'm excited. And I'm going to miss California, and I'm going to miss all the people out here. The podcast won't stop. Never will stop. Haven't missed a week. Going to keep it that way. Um, and yeah, man, just super super excited for it. And I was kind of just waiting for the moment. The moment felt right now. Supposed to move in June. It's January 31st right now, so in about 3 months. But enjoying my time while I can, and yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm gonna wrap up this podcast now with this favorite section. I'm pretty drunk right now. The Your Last Resort media. What have I been watching and listening to? I watched Hacksaw Ridge for the first time, guys. I know that's a classic. Sorry I didn't watch it. It was great. A 3, amazing, so inspirational. The only thing that's kind of bullshit is spoiler alert, skip ahead like 45 seconds when he kicks and slaps a grenade. I've had friends and stuff that are in the military. Grenades are like balls of concrete. You just can't slap and kick that shit, but it's a fucking Mel Gibson movie. What do you expect? It was a great movie. I don't know if I already said this, but I'm watching the show Westworld with Erica. Trippy, amazing, so good. I started watching Band of Brothers with my dad. I don't know if I said that either. And then I wanted to shout out the rapper from the show, Country Boy Gretzky. Go check his shit out. It goes hard. It's dope. But yeah, guys. So, thank you for supporting me. I truly mean it. If this is your first time or your 46th time listening, I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Um, the numbers can continue to grow. I love you guys. There's stickers available. If you want them, hit me up, guys. Oh my God, I gotta mention this. I didn't even write it down in my notes. We got fucking Your Last Resort times sophisticated lifestyle hoodies. If you listened a few episodes ago, he was on here. Jake McAtee's clothing brand. We collabed. They're fucking dope. They're on sale on the website. Go buy them now. God, I can't believe I forgot that. I've had so many good things happen to me this weekend that I forgot about that because that was one of them. So go check that shit out. Go rep it. Go buy it. Yeah, man. So hey, here's the thing too. You buy a sweatshirt, message me and send me your address, and I'll send you stickers because obviously you're a fan. I want to get them out for free. I love you guys so much. The squad, shout out you guys. Most importantly, thank you for letting me be your last resort. See ya.
This has been a Your Last Resort production.